This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Matt, got a bit of a game for you.
Game on close friends. Sorry, that didn't mean to be as exasperated as it was.
I love a little activity.
I just love our close friends episodes. It's always like, I've got a hypothetical question. I've got a game for you. We never...
I love quizzing. I like quizzing one another.
What are you quizzing me on today, darling?
I saw a TikTok. I don't know if it's real or not. It could be made up, but I think let's just say that it's real.
Okay.
And it's like a slide, like photo slides.
Mm-hmm.
The first slide says, we had guests leave our wedding when they read our ridiculous, in little quotation marks, rules.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to read these wedding rules to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell me whether you think they're ridiculous or not.
This is a very passionate subject of mine.
Oh, is it?
Because I'm very particular about these sorts of things.
I would be particular too if I was going to have a wedding, and
Yeah.
I reckon people would call me an asshole.
Yeah.
But it's my fucking wedding, so shut up. Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Okay, number 1.
What else am I going to do?
Everyone helps out.
Mm.
We didn't hire any staff, so that means everyone needs to do their part. My grandpa set up chairs, even with his bad back. My cousin bartended, and it turned out beautifully.
Nah, hate that.
Me too. You're an asshole.
Hate that, especially the granddad with the bad back. But even the cousin bartending, I'm like, so they're not enjoying the wedding. They're working.
That's a no from me too. Okay, the next one. Number 2. Drink tickets. The most expensive part of a wedding is alcohol. So my husband thought of a ticket system. Every guest gets 2 tickets to buy drinks. This also prevented any family drama from too much drinking.
I can agree with that one.
So I've seen people say they do alcohol-free weddings as well.
Uh-huh.
And maybe the couple doesn't drink, so therefore they're not doing any alcohol available at all, alcohol-free wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And people have cracked the shits about that because with drinking culture, it is one of the main reasons why people get so excited for a wedding. But then it does say a lot, if your guests are going to get pissed off at you for having a 2-drink limit, or you're doing an alcohol-free wedding, because it's are you coming to celebrate my marriage, or are you coming just for the drinks?
Yeah.
I think that's what it says if people get mad about that.
And do people just hate weddings? Because I've never really I feel like when I go to a wedding, it's never about anything but the fact that 2 people are getting married, for me.
I feel like it's mainly, it's about the couple, but I feel like it's a party.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that they're I need the drinks to kind of get through the day.
No, and that's the thing as well. People shouldn't need the drinks to get through it, because it's not it's an unenjoyable experience. I mean, sometimes a fucking ceremony is boring if it drags on for 45 minutes. I'm loving the more modern ceremonies these days. They're quick and fun.
Yeah.
And the celebrants are really fun.
So what do you think about drink tickets?
I mean, I think fair enough if that's what you want to have at your wedding.
Yeah.
I would be yeah, whatever. That's their rule. I
And
might
also,
take a little flask in.
I would assume the drinks would be really expensive. It would add up really quickly. Because if you think...
a bar tab would be crazy for a wedding. I can only begin to imagine.
And what's worse, the bar tab running out and pissing everyone off, or people just setting the expectation of 2 drinks from the get-go and that's what you... But also, surely you could purchase drinks after the 2 tickets. I think that would probably be... I mean, it's cheapo as fuck. I get it. It's cheap, but I'm also if that's what you want to do, it's...
That's their wedding.
it's
Who
your
are the
day.
guests to say?
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of drink tickets, one thing that because we're already planning our Christmas party for our work.
God, I thought you were going to say you're already planning your wedding. I was what is going on?
No, we're already planning our Christmas party, and because we do our Christmas party with our office and warehouse, and then stores get their own Christmas party, because we obviously can't shut down stores and fly people to Newcastle. But what we're going to do for our drinks this year, because it racks up so fast, is we're doing tickets, but it's tickets for cocktails. So when everyone arrives, they get 2 tokens or tickets or whatever that they can then redeem on a cocktail. And then after that, the rest of the night is just your normal drinks that you would have at an open bar kind of thing that they still get for free. because that's just another little thing. Like if you've got open bar with cocktails
Yeah.
and people are smashing cocktails,
Yeah.
$22 cocktails all night, that's going to be fucking 15 grand on the bar tab.
Yeah.
So there's a little hack.
I'm all for the 2 drink limit. Why not?
Yeah, I reckon that one's fair enough if it's your own wedding. Okay, number 3. Respect the seat assignment.
Mm.
Unless you are getting a drink, food, or going to the bathroom, there is no need to be out of your seat. Some guests want to just stay with their group and not socialise, and that has to be respected. See, I fucking hate this because whenever I'm at a wedding or any sit-down event, I can't wait for the dinner and speeches to finish so you can get up and go and socialise and dance and
Yeah.
like go and mingle with your friends that are at other tables and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the sitting down formalities is like one of the most boring bits.
I honestly have never understood a seating chart at a wedding. Like, that's one thing I don't understand. I couldn't give a shit where anyone sits at all, but it's like a really big priority to get the seating exactly right and who's sitting with who and blah, blah. Couldn't give a shit. Sit where you want.
Well,
We'll probably still have a seating plan, but like, I mean, sit where you want because like, what's the issue?
Well, one of our friends, a couple of years ago, we went to their wedding and it was the coolest wedding that I've ever been to. Their parents have like a property and so they had it on the property and they had the ceremony at one end of the property, like they had it all set up beautifully, and then we literally just walked across the property, I don't know, 500 meters, and then like the after party, whatever it's called. What's it?
Reception.
Was at the other end of the property and it was stunning, and it's like right on the lake, so it was really pretty. But they didn't have a sit down food dinner at all. Instead, it almost felt like a bit of a music festival. They had like a dance floor in the middle, just made out of those like wooden plank things that you stick all together and it makes a dance floor. And then around they had like a couple of drinks trucks and then a food truck. And then they had these also really nice like demountable toilets that they like brought in like in a caravan thing. And then the whole night was just you walk around, like you go to the food truck, and they had heaps of lounges and everything like all around and random chairs, but there was no sit down part of the wedding. And I just thought that was like something I'd never been to before, and I felt like that was really cool. And it took out the whole part of them needing to find out who sits next to who, and we can't have her across from her because she doesn't like her. And it was just really cool. Like you just walked around, went and ordered food from the food truck, went and got a drink from the van, and then just like walked around. It was really great.
I love that idea.
Yeah. For any of you out there who are planning a wedding, consider that. Obviously, not everyone has a fucking property that they can have a wedding on, but it was fucking great.
Because I do think food is like such a big part of the only part of the wedding that I don't love, because it's always fucking boring. It's chicken or fish. Chicken or fish.
Yeah.
Or maybe beef. But it's like, it's not, there's been actually one wedding that I went to where like the food was pretty exceptional. And also at the same wedding, the coolest thing I saw was that they did their first dance by themselves and didn't tell anyone. And so we were actually all having our dinner, sitting down, and there were like glass doors on the side, like windows. And like, we just kind of noticed, like one person was like, oh my gosh, look, they're having their first dance. And like our heads turned and we could just see them through the glass, just having a private first dance, just the two of them.
That's nice.
And I was like, this is so good because
I love seeing all these modern things that people are doing with their weddings now. Like I even love the first look. So, you know, traditionally, like the bride will walk down the aisle and that's the first time that the groom is seeing her when he turns around kind of thing. Well, now a lot of people are doing their first look in private before the ceremony. So they're in like a private room or whatever, or if they're like at the Hunter Valley or whatever, they might be out in the valley thing, in the vineyards. And they have that moment privately together, just them and like the photographer or videographer, so that then that moment is intimate just between them two, which I really like. I like seeing people like, you know, not stick to the traditional rules of weddings that we usually know and see.
I know someone who did all their wedding photos prior to the ceremony.
Yes, me too.
So went and did all the photos with the wedding rings on as if they were married, and then did the ceremony.
I'm all for that. Then you get to spend your whole wedding with everyone that's come to your wedding, because sometimes they disappear for 3 hours to do photos and then they come back.
I think as well, like the traditions as well as in like the rules, like, oh, you can't do this or you won't or it's bad luck, you know what I mean, to see
Yeah.
the bride on the night before or on the morning of or whatever that whole rule is. And like even the something borrowed, something blue, all the rest of that. Baby, how many times have people done every single thing to the book and they still end up getting divorced?
Yep.
So I don't reckon anything matters. And you can do
No.
whatever you want as long as you sign that paper and that is official. Whatever else happens that day is totally up to whatever you want to do. Do they have any other rules?
Yes. So number 4, I think I can get behind this one. No cameras. My husband set a QR code in front, I'm guessing on the table, that everyone scans and downloads the POV app, which I'm guessing is like a Polaroid kind of app.
Mm-hmm.
They then each get 10 pictures that get uploaded into a big shared album.
Yeah, but my thing is if there's no cameras, how am I scanning the QR code?
With your phone.
But isn't the phone the camera? Like, is that... So,
Yeah.
So how's the bride going to know whether I take photos on the app or just on my camera roll?
Because maybe they look different, or they've got like a little thing at the bottom, you know, when you put them into an app and it's got like a little tag on the bottom or whatever.
Hate that idea, but also love no phones. I've said before, I'm so no phones. Do not fucking get your phone out at my
Yeah,
fucking
I think
wedding.
I can fully get behind, especially when the bride and groom don't want you to post any photos before they do kind of thing, like that they should be the ones to share their wedding photos first. And I hate when you do see them walking down the aisle and then people have got their phone out. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm all for put your phones away. But I do like the idea of just like a QR code that gets an app and everyone takes photos and it adds it to a shared album. Like, I reckon that's a really cool idea. But then I also think people should be able to like take their own photos for themselves kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And there's one more. Number 5. Everyone out by 10:30. We love the party animals who stay up late and want to have fun, but my husband and I still have work in the morning. Surely this is fucking fake.
Yeah.
But my husband and I still have work in the morning, so we need to get a good night's rest just like any other day. Well, that's just solidified to me that this is fake.
Because I reckon when's your wedding, like on a Friday or a Saturday or maybe a Sunday, maybe Monday, but wouldn't you be going on a honeymoon and taking the time off? Why wouldn't you take the next day off work?
I've seen people that have like gotten married and then they go back to work for a little bit and then their honeymoon's
True.
coming up kind of thing.
True. But
Everyone out by 10:30.
I could get behind that. I'm pretty sure I've been to weddings where everybody's out by 10:30.
I feel like the latest wedding I've ever gone to has been like midnight at the latest kind of thing.
I think like the room's booked till 11, so we're probably out by 10:30 anyway.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that one.
All right, it's got your tick of approval.
So I gave a tick of approval to drink tickets,
Yep.
no photos, or to an extent, and the last one was everyone out by 10:30. What was the third one?
Respect the seat assignment.
Oh yeah, couldn't give a shit about that. Sit where you want. I disagree with staying in your seat. Like that is so full on to be like are these two going to work as school teachers the next day? Because it's giving school teacher energy to be like, you must sit in your single file at the bar
Fucking
with your 2 drink tickets. Everybody, quiet, please. Like I just imagine the bride going to do her speech and going. Waiting for them all to clap. No, you know when the teacher would clap and then the students would clap.
AAP, AAPT, smart chat.
What the fuck is that?
You don't remember that?
I'm sorry, don't remember. I've never heard that in my life. What did you just do?
AAP,
No.
AAPT, smart chat.
What does that
Is
mean?
that what it was? Was it AAP? It was like some business's song.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking your teacher's standing at the front of the room saying that.
It was like a business. And that was the...
I used to be so good at impersonating all the teachers and their different ways to get the class's attention. 1, 2, 3, stage 3. Look at me. That was my stage 3 teacher. There were more, but I can't remember them right now.
I feel for all you teachers out there. God, it's a fucking tough gig.
It is a tough gig.
Seriously, I couldn't do it. Slate all
I probably could.
Could you?
I reckon. Well, I reckon I would have liked to be a teacher, but my dad's a school principal, and when I was younger, I remember being 7 years old and being like, I'm going to be a teacher like my dad, and he said, do not be a teacher.
Seriously.
Get a different job. And I was like, okay.
It's hard. I can only imagine.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Well, that's Close Friends done and dusted.
It is.
What a sleigh.
Looking forward to your wedding with drink tickets and everyone can sit wherever they want.
Yes. No, we're not doing drink tickets. I don't know. We might have alcohol free. I mean, I don't drink alcohol that often, and Sky doesn't really drink alcohol at all.
I'll be sneaking in a little flask in my bag.
Yeah, go for it. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I'm all about that, you know. And, you know, rules are made to be broken. So, even if there are rules at your wedding, not everyone's going to follow them.